Hey everyone! Today, I will show you how to make a simple door system in Unity. First, we need to open the animator panel, because we'll be creating a simple animation for the door. The animator will control how the door opens and closes, and we'll be using it to set up the transitions between the two states, open and closed. Next, we'll create a new animation within the animations folder. This will be our door opening animation, and we'll save it there to keep our project organized. It's really important to stay organized, especially when your project grows bigger. So always make sure to keep your animations, scripts, and assets in well-labeled folders. As you can see, we've successfully created a simple animation for the door opening. Now, to make the door close, all we need to do is copy this animation and reverse the speed. By doing this, we ensure the door will smoothly close by playing the reverse of the opening animation. This is a really easy and effective way to handle opening and closing animations without creating two separate animations. Here's something important to keep in mind. We need to make sure to turn off the loop time option for both of our animations. This ensures that the door animations will play only once opening and closing smoothly, rather than looping continuously. First, we want to set the default animation to the closed door animation. This is important because we want the door to start in a closed state. Then, we'll use a bool parameter in the animator to control the door's state. When the door is open, the bool will return true, which will trigger the open door animation. When the bool is set to false, the door will go back to its default state closed. This is how we create a smooth and functional open-close system using the animator in Unity. Animator panel is basically ready. Just make sure to disable the has exit time option for both transitions, as this will allow the animations to play immediately without waiting for the previous animation to finish. Also, don't forget that when we set the door to close, we reverse the speed of the open door animation by setting the speed to -1. Now, let's move on to the code. We'll be writing a simple script to control the door's opening and closing behavior using the animator we just set up. Let's start by creating a reference to the animator component on the door. We'll do that by declaring a variable of type animator. Now, inside the start method, I'm going to assign the animator component to our variable using getComponentAnimator. This will give us control over the door's animation throughout the script. I'm going to assign the animator component to our variable using getComponentTinChildrenAnimator. This will give us control over the door's animation throughout the script. Now, we've got two functions to work with. Let's create the openDoor function. Inside this function, I'll set the isOpen parameter to true, and this will trigger the opening animation false. So, essentially, this is how our code looks. Now, let's move on to connecting the functions to our buttons. First, we'll drag the door controller script onto the door object, which will assign the script to the object. After that, we'll create references to our buttons in the script. We'll need to assign the buttons through the inspector window, and then, in the buttons onClick event, we can link the openDoor and closeDoor functions to the appropriate buttons. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.